Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our news, 40 people arrested as police crack down on a West Bay Street apartment complex.
The BCPOU president supports a probe into the sale of BTC. That story straight ahead.
One Calico policyholder says he's throwing in the towel. We'll tell you who and why straight ahead.
Possible delays in the transformation of Potter's Key Dock, and New Providence comes alive with the opening of 6 new retail stores. Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm KRISTINA McNeil. Topping news tonight, police taking 40 people into custody as they cracked down on suspected criminal activity at a West Bay Street apartment complex Tuesday night. Police say the arrests were made in connection to dangerous drugs, breaches to the Immigration Act, unlicensed shotguns, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. It took police more than 2 hours to round up 2 busloads of West Bay Street residents they want to question in connection to suspected drug trafficking and conspiracy to commit murder, among other criminal activities. Senior Assistant Commissioner Leon Bethel says the entire police force mobilized for the raid based on tips and police surveillance.
Decent people in this country are fed up with criminality all over this country. This is one of the areas that we decided that we'll target because of the amount of criminal activities that we have identified.
The Sandtrap on West Bay Street became a crime scene just 2 weeks ago when a woman was shot dead and 2 others injured after gunmen in a vehicle opened fire on a crowd. The United States Embassy in Nassau yesterday issued a security message to U.S. citizens advising them that the Sandtrap is off limits to embassy personnel and their families due to the ongoing association with known criminal elements and that recent shooting. The security note said the Sandtrap is also the launching point for various jet ski operators who are minimally regulated and associated with criminal activity such as sexual assault.
There have been information of drug dealing, people in possession of unlicensed firearm. In recent time, we've had a shooting at the same location. Hence, we came here with a team to set everything in order.
With the holidays fast approaching, Bethel says police will continue to target troublemakers who seek to wreak havoc in the capital.
We will go after every individual who we suspect of being involved in crime. The good citizens of this country have been giving us good information. We ask everyone to continue to have faith in the police, to continue to give us all of the information that you have on criminal activities in your district. We will come with a force like this and dismantle any criminal operation that is being conducted. This is our push towards a peaceful Yuletide season. This type of activities by the police will continue on and will go on until the Christmas holiday and well beyond.
Bethel says last night's operation was possible thanks to the assistance and information provided by members of the public. Police continue to encourage people to pass along any information that can help to solve crimes in the country by calling 919 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. In other news, Bahamas Communications and Public Officers Union President Bernard Evans says he is in full support of the government's planned probe into the 2011 sale of BTC to Cable and Wireless Communications. Evans says the move is long overdue and the Bahamian people deserve answers. Our Jasmine Brown joins us with the details. Jasmine?
That's right, KRISTINA. More than 5 years after the sale, Evans says he still believes it was one of the biggest mistakes made by the last Ingram administration.
That it really was a bad idea. It was a mistake.
In the House of Assembly on Monday, Golden Gate's MP Shane Gibson moved for the appointment of a select committee of Parliament to probe the 2011 sale. Evans says after years of waiting, he thought the matter had been forgotten.
But certainly for me, personally, it would bring closure because we fight, vehemently opposing the sale of BTC.
The BCPOU president added that he believed the $210 million sale price was far from fair, and based on BTC's ranking at the time, there was no need for BTC to be sold at a fire sale price.
I really would like to know why they had to sell, because once you have something of value, I don't see you taking any price for it. There has to be a justification. Why they had to sell.
Evans says he believes the probe will reveal more to the Bahamian people about the sale. He adds that if any wrongdoing is uncovered, he believes heads should roll.
And if anybody could be disciplined for it, I'm not advocating that. But I just want this to be a history lesson, that this report will come out. It should have been out a while now, but it'll come out and really, really validate and exonerate us on that side who marched religiously and protested religiously against this happening. If you knew that it worth more than at the time, if you knew that it was not best for the country, and you still went ahead and do it, then I think you should pay a price. I really think you ought to pay a price, because that's bordering for me on treason.
Now, Evans says he will anxiously be awaiting the information he believes that probe will reveal. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, after waiting nearly a decade for Clico Bahamas and the government to resolve the savings and investment debacle after Clico went into liquidation in 2009, Bishop Simeon Hall says he's throwing in the towel and giving up on Clico. Simone Davis tells us more.
Hall says after so many disappointments, he can only describe this entire Clico ordeal as a corporate theft.
I'm calling it corporate theft. That's what it is. For millions of dollars to go out of the country. And somebody fell asleep at the wheel. I'm just tired of the process of, every time you got to burn gas to go down to chase somebody who should have given you an answer and he promised this. I can't do that anymore.
Clico policyholders have been waiting on their money since 2009. There were approximately 13,000 Bahamian policies when Clico was liquidated. Back in March of this year, Prime Minister Perry Christie announced that policyholders who were still current would receive payouts that month. Hall suggested that Bahamians were mistreated during the entire process, and delay after delay for payment was just discouraging.
This kind of mistreatment of persons. Mind you, I'm on record for commending the Christie government for initiating the process. But part of his election promise was that he was going to see that the persons who were owed by Clico would be paid. And it's been 8 years we've been in this struggle, and I need to pay attention to some personal challenges I have.
Hall says he's disappointed that the exercise did not receive greater support than it has, especially from the 4,000 plus churches in the country. He said his investment in Clico was supposed to be his retirement fund, and he understands that other policyholders needed their money even more than he did.
I retired 4 years ago, and that money was supposed to be my retirement money. So you can imagine how I felt. And that's church money. You don't boogle up church money.
He added that while he's no longer interested, he encouraged other policyholders to put pressure on the Christie administration and Clico to address the issue immediately. Reporting for our news, I'm Simone Davis.
Thanks, Simone. Still to come on our news.
The transformation here at Porter's Key Dock continues. That story's coming up straight ahead.
6 Alive locations open on New Providence. Union leaders speak up on the reopening of Sandals Royal Bahamian Resort. That's coming up when our news returns.